Hey, everybody, what's going on? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What is shaking on your hump day? We here at the Tom Gully Show, of course, as usual, hope you are getting the full, total, and complete amount of hump that you so desperately crave and you so rightfully deserve. Tonight, I am going to tell you about TV dinners. There's one behind me. You might see it. Uncooked. Yeah. And a few notes here. Last night's show cannot be monetized because I played the song from the NBC Sunday Mystery Movie, and the Heart to Heart song. Which, is anybody really listening to that? You know, am I really, I know it's a copyright claim. Some people may argue that by talking about the shows and championing them and playing their songs, that I'm encouraging others to listen or watch. But hey, they own it. That's their thing. So now I have to mute that part. Yeah, that's just great. Just great. But I have a few chats to get to. By the way, replayables tonight, immediately following this program. Immediately following this program. So y'all going to want to watch replayables. One thing they can't ban, though, is the mastery of SG Fanboy. And in homage to last night's program, I give you the latest creation from SG Fanboy. Galumbo. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's just, I can't tell you how awesome that is. That is so incredibly awesome. I'm leaving that up there for a while. Let me get some chats in here. And yes, Terry Nee, make a request of what you'd like a show about tomorrow. I'll do one for your birthday, my man. SG Fanboy says I think TV dinners are mashed potatoes inside an old TV tube. You can use frozen meals if that's easier. Aku says, evening, y'all. Happy birthday, Terry. Terry's birthday is not for another 6 hours. Julian Zezer says, lots of turkey meat in TV dinners. Boy, you got that right. Jenny G says, I love the apple crisp in those TV dinners. There were certain things, if they were in the TV dinner, were really good. And I've enjoyed some TV dinners in my day. And by the way, TV dinners have come a long way. They make them here in Texas. They make these like Texas steak. They're really chopped steak, and then you can either get the corn and then either mac and cheese or tater tots. They're really good. What a tune, says Diana O'Brien. Thank you, Diana. Appreciate you being here as always. Reverend Wild Bill has got praying and a clock. And that's pretty lousy. It really was. They should have said thanks. Yes, just leave the money on the nightstand. Jenny G says, haha, that's the best. Isn't it, though? Galumbo. Brilliant, SG. Galumbos might unite us all. They very well could, Ronald. They very well could. Pretty cool, SG Fanboy. Don't question AI, puny human. Yes, do not question. Hey, by the way, like, share, subscribe, retweet, do all of those things so that we may serve the almighty algorithm. And then also, we're monetized if you'd like to do a super chat, but please turn on your gifted memberships. There'll be instructions on how to do that in the crawl at the bottom of the screen. You can get a free membership, a freebie, some call it. Diane O'Brien says, oh, it gets better and better and better. That's the best one. It is really good. It is really good. SG Fanboy. Brother, you are knocking it out of the park. Galumbos, assemble. I'd go for that. As you know, I have no preference. I have a preference, but you guys can call it whatever you want, man. None of these are officially sanctioned. Let me see here. Wow, God, there's a lot of chats. Galumbos, we got Good Point SG. Late good day, all, says Lyndon. Nobody's ever late to the Tom Gully Show. Akumugan says, I sadly had to live off them. I don't know how I survived. Well, we'll get into all that. Ronald Bates says, possibly. I'll always be a gully head, but I can see uniting under the Galumbo umbrella. Brett's Hollywood Show. I legitimately invented sweater vests. I love me a sweater vest. I wore all mine out. I need to get some new ones. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, you know it was good TV if the cherry cobbler was 1,000 degrees. Yeah, we'll get that. I can see the Wolf says, I can send you some cigars, but they won't be cheap. Well, and I believe Rumpled Trenchcoat will back me up on this. Colombo smoked Garcia Vegas. I believe those were his. Very nice, generous donation from Lyndon. Says, thanks, Tom. Thank you, Lyndon, very much. I appreciate it. Doctrine says, hey, yo, I'm late, but I'm here. I don't know how many times. No one is ever late to the Tom Gully Show, except the people who enforce the copyright, which they didn't get till 9 o'clock this morning. SG Fanboy says, I've been fighting for sea gullies, but I can go with Galumbos. Yes. I think they can all be, I don't think we need one, but you guys do what you want. Whatever. Dr. Pepper Zero with cream soda. Dinah says, ouch. Rumple, I felt the pain reading that. Yes, let's see here. We got, yes, those were the cigars he chomped on and held, but rarely smoked. Yeah, he didn't really smoke them on TV. Super sticker, $5 from the fabulous Reverend Wild Bill. Thank you, Wild Bill. I appreciate that. Hey, one of my favorite things that happened on Columbo was when a guy was golfing. And you'd think Columbo wouldn't know how to golf, and he stepped up and just laces one. And then he explains that he used to play at a public course or something. It was really awesome. The doctor, and by the way, Rumpled Trenchcoat will now tell us exactly what happened. Doctrine says, Galumbo heads, assemble. John's Earmites is here. I love that name. Oh, hey, Tom. Oh, hey, John's Earmites. Brett's Hollywood Show says, Gullamania. Well, yeah, Gullapalooza. If we ever have it, and Wild Bill will tell you that before COVID, we were planning a convention. I believe it is going to be in Vegas, and a whole different group of people and everything else. Diana might remember, but COVID put a stop to that. Diana Bryan says, Wild Bill in the house. Wild Bill is in the house. All right, I think it's time for me to open up my thing. I better open up my thing here. Man, I love the Galumbo picture. I really do. It's even got my usual look of pained something or other. Pained something or other. Let's see here. The Wolf says, the chief and I had plans after school to take turns working 6 months while the other guy watched TV in a robe, drinking coffee and eating TV dinners. All right, I admit it was my plan. Yeah, I don't see the chief following through on that. Jenny G, $10. Thank you so much, Jenny G. We were talking about you, I believe, the other day when you weren't here. All nice things. For the nicest chat and a great show. We do have the most cheerful chat on the internet, as verified by independent sources. Chris Abels is here. He says, love Gullamania. Hey, guys, right at the end of this show, because we're going to be out at the top of the hour, replayables. And who can't get enough replayables? Replayables is awesome. So make that appointment viewing. Make that must-see TV. Reverend Wild Bill, and that's on the Levyverse Network, by the way. The Reverend Wild Bill says, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Reverend on deck. Hello, Rev. People saying hi. Cheerful chat room. Reverend Wild Bill. A bunch of us were going to meet in Las Vegas and party for a long weekend. Yeah, it was the thing. We were going to do it. SG Fanboy says the hardest part was finding a font that was close. It's close, but it still isn't right. That's okay. Nobody's most people are interested in the look on my face. Doopa known as Karen Garvey, says Ables. Yes, the legendary Chris Ables. Replayables. Yes, can't get enough replayables. And the spinning wheel. Man, that was an innovation. Hungus Mungus, also known as Sven Dunkel, says, hi, Bill. Hello, Bill. How you doing? My girl, Bill. My girl, Bill. Can't say enough about the way I feel about my girl, my girl, my girl, my girl, Bill. Probably get struck for that. Chris Ables is saying hi to folks. Folks are saying hi to Chris Ables. Rumpel, do you remember the one where it's one of the earlier episodes where Columbo takes off his coat and his jacket and just laces one out at the golf course? He's at a fancy golf course. Just absolutely. There's a story about the car with Columbo. I mean, I don't mean the actual car during the show. I mean, somebody got that car eventually, I think. There's a story behind whatever happened to that car. Chris Abel says, Rumpel, good evening. People are saying hi. The Wolf says, oh no, Chief was for it. Whenever he called in sick, I would go over to his house, find him in a robe, drinking coffee, watching the Three Stooges while he was having a sick. I'm not a big Three Stooges fan, to be honest with you. I know. I'm sacrilege, but I really don't like them. All right, let's talk a little bit about TV dinners, shall we? Just a little bit about TV dinners. Is there anything in this part? The term TV dinner, which has become common, was first used as part of a brand of packaged meals in 1953 by the company Swanson and Sons. The full name was TV Brand Frozen Dinner. The original TV dinner came in an aluminum tray, was heated in an oven. In the U.S. and Canada, the term is synonymous with any packaged meal or dish, dinner, purchased frozen in a supermarket and heated at home. In 1986, Campbell's Soup Company introduced the microwave-safe tray. Consequently, today, most frozen trays are made of microwavable and disposable material, usually plastic or coated cardboard. I do not use a microwave, so I get the other kind. I get them other kind. Now, this is actually a German TV dinner. It's curried French fries with franks and something else. That's a German one. That's a German one there. Several smaller companies had gotten the idea of frozen dinners, but the first to get it to be widespread and to succeed for a long period of time was the Swanson Company. Swanson's, we all know that name here in the United States. The first Swanson brand TV dinner was produced in the United States. This consisted of a Thanksgiving meal of turkey, cornbread stuffing, frozen peas, and sweet potatoes packaged in a tray like those used at the time for airline food service. Each item was placed in its own compartment. The trays proved to be useful. The entire dinner could be removed from the outer packaging as a unit, and the tray with its aluminum foil covering could be heated directly in the oven without any extra dishes or anything else, and one could eat the meal directly from the tray. The product was cooked for 25 minutes at 425 degrees Fahrenheit and fit onto a TV tray table. TV trays were a big thing when TV came out because people would sit in their living room. You guys all remember TV trays. You'd snap the legs into the top of it. The original TV dinner sold, forget this, 98 cents. And the first production run was 5,000 dinners. They only made 5,000 of them, which sounds like not that many to me. By the way, here is a modern day Swanson's. That is a chicken dinner of some kind. But anyway, the name TV dinner was coined by Jerry Thomas, and he's often considered to be the inventor of the TV dinner. In an interview long after the introduction of TV dinners, Thomas said that televisions were a magic status symbol at the time, and he thought the name TV dinner could match the attributes of a popular thing, at the time. He's looking for a hook, basically. Another source, sort of postulates that the box of the TV dinner was made to look like a television and that TV trays, those folding little tables, soon appeared on the market. Now, much has changed. Oh, hold on. I forgot to do something. I just feel better if I have the ring on. Much has changed since those first TV dinners. For instance, there's a really wide variety of stuff. You know, fried chicken, spaghetti, Salisbury steak, a ton of Mexican combinations. And there's competitors. Swanson has competitors like Banquet and Morton. And other changes were like in 1960, Swanson added desserts like the apple cobbler, the apple crisp, and brownies to the 4-compartment tray. It was only 3 compartments up to that point. In 1969, the first Swanson TV breakfasts were marketed. Great Starts breakfasts and breakfast sandwiches such as egg and Canadian bacon followed later. 1973, this is a big one. The Swanson Hungry Man dinners were released. And those contained bigger, larger portions of the regular dinners. The American football player, Mean Joe Green, was the spokesman for Hungry Man dinners when they first came out. In 1986, the first microwave-safe trays were marketed, and I think most people don't prepare them in the oven anymore. I do. Modern-day frozen dinners tend to come with the microwave-safe containers, but a lot of them are microwave-safe and also oven-safe. This is some sort of, that just doesn't look appetizing to me, but that would be a microwave-safe container there. Product lines also tend to offer a larger variety. These dinners are also sometimes known as microwave meals, and they can be purchased at most supermarkets. They're stored frozen. To prepare them, the plastic cover is removed or vented. Who hasn't taken a fork and pow, 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 put the vents in it before they cook it? That plastic used to be aluminum foil, by the way. Now it's plastic. And is there anything worse than pulling that plastic off and having it cling to your hand for a second? Get a third-degree burn. And you only have to heat these babies in the microwave for a few minutes. They're convenient because they require no preparation other than the heating. Some may require you to briefly carry out an intermediate step, like stir the mashed potatoes midway through or something like that, but most of them don't. In the place where Diana is from, in the United Kingdom, prepared frozen meals first became widely available in the late 1970s. Since then, they've grown steadily in popularity with the increased ownership of home freezers and microwave ovens. Demographic trends, such as the growth of smaller households, have also influenced the sale of this and other types of convenience food. In 2003, the United Kingdom spent £5 million a day on ready meals and was the largest consumer in Europe. Well done, UK. Hail Britannia. Britannia rules the meals. There's that Hungry Man. They got things like pub favorites and stuff now. Unfrozen pre-cooked ready meals, which are chilled and require less time to reheat, are also popular and sold by most supermarkets. Chilled ready meals are intended for intermediate reheating and consumption, although most can be frozen, if you want to, after you buy them, and they can be heated after that. Many different varieties of frozen and chilled ready meals are now available in the UK, including gourmet recipes, organic vegetarian dishes, traditional British and foreign cuisine, and smaller children's meals. Yes, what was one of them used to make a kid's version. I forget what it was called. The identity of whoever invented the TV dinner is a subject of great debate. In one account from 1996, that guy we talked about, Jerry Thomas, said he conceived the idea after the company found itself with a huge surplus of frozen turkeys because of poor Thanksgiving sales. But that version has been challenged by the Los Angeles Times and members of the Swanson family and former Swanson employees. They credit the Swanson brothers with the invention. Betty Cronin, a bacteriologist employed at Swanson, has also been credited with important contributions to the invention. She involved the technical design of dinner items that could be frozen and reheated successfully, and my foot itches. Swanson's concept was not original, though. Okay. In 1944, William L. Maxon's frozen dinners were being served by the military and on airplanes. Other prepackaged meals were also marketed before Swanson's TV dinner. In 1948, plain frozen fruits and vegetables were joined by what were then called dinner plates with the main course, potato and vegetable. In 1952, the first frozen dinners on oven-ready aluminum trays were introduced by Quaker State Foods under the One-Eyed Eskimo label. And in 1954, the company sold 2 million dinners annually. Quaker State Food was joined by other companies, including Philadelphia-based Frigid Dinner, which offered such fare as beef stew with corn and peas, veal goulash with peas and potatoes, and chicken chow mein with egg rolls and fried rice. Swanson, a large producer of canned and frozen poultry in Omaha, Nebraska, was able to promote the widespread sales and adaptation of frozen dinner by using its nationally recognized brand name with an extensive national marketing campaign nicknamed Operation Smash, and the clever advertising name of TV Dinner, which tapped into the public's excitement around the new television technology. Nothing worse than an itch. The process of frozen meals is highly automated, and it undergoes 3 major steps. Hey, you want another TV dinner? There you go. Ask and ye shall receive. Those steps are food preparation, so making the food, loading the tray, and then freezing. Now, during food preparation, vegetables and fruits are usually placed on a movable belt and washed, and then placed into a container to be steamed or boiled for 1 to 3 minutes. This process is referred to as blanching and is used as a method to destroy enzymes in the food that can cause chemical changes which would negatively affect the flavor and color. As for meals, prior to cooking, they are trimmed of fat and cut into the proper size and weight. The fish is usually cleaned and cut into fillets, and poultry is usually washed thoroughly and dressed. Otherwise, you get salmonella, the famous Filipino boxer. Meats are then seasoned, placed on trays, and are cooked in an oven for a predetermined amount of time. After all the food is ready to be packaged, it's sent to the filling lines, and the food is placed in its compartments as the trays pass under numerous filling machines. You ever get like a frozen dinner where there's like an empty container and then all the peas are on top of the Salisbury steak? That's happened to me. The food is packaged, and to ensure that each packaged dinner gets an equal amount of food, the filling devices are heavily regulated. The food undergoes a process of cryogenic freezing with liquid nitrogen. After the food is placed on the conveyor belt, it's sprayed with liquid nitrogen that boils on contact with the freezing food. This method of flash freezing fresh foods, say that 5 times fast, is used to retain natural quality of the food. When the food is chilled through cryogenic freezing, small ice crystals are formed throughout the food that in theory can preserve the food an indefinite period of time if stored safely. Cryogenic freezing is widely used as a method to preserve Ted Williams' head, but also for rapid freezing, and it requires almost no dehydration. It excludes oxygen, thus decreasing spoilage from oxygen, and contains stuff that causes less damage to individual frozen pieces. Due to the fact that the cost of operating cryogenic freezing is high, It is commonly used for high-value food products such as TV dinners, which is a $4.5 billion industry a year that is continuing to grow with constant introduction of new menus and new technology. Now, following this, the dinners are either covered with aluminum foil or paper, and the product is tightly packaged with a partial vacuum to ensure no evaporation takes place that can cause the food to dry out. Then the packaged dinners are placed in a refrigerated stored facility or transported by refrigerated truck and stored in your grocer's freezer. TV dinners prepared with the aforementioned steps, that is, frozen and packaged properly, can remain in near perfect condition for a long time, just as long as they're stored at like 0 degrees Fahrenheit during shipping and storage. Now, shockingly, there are some health concerns regarding TV dinners. The meals are usually heavily processed with a lot of extra salt and fat to make the food last longer. So they are high in sodium. In addition, stabilizing the product for a long period typically means that companies will use partially hydrogenated vegetable oils for some things like the dessert. Partially hydrogenated vegetable oils are high in trans fat and are shown to adversely affect with cardiovascular health. They're bad for your heart. The dinners are almost always significantly less nutritious than fresh food and are formulated to remain edible after long periods of storage, thus often requiring preservatives such as butylated hydroxytoluene. Yes. Tangy. However, there is some variability between brands. Some are more healthy than others. And there's been a push by a lot of manufacturers, especially smaller independent ones, to make meals that are low in salt and fat-free and with no artificial additives. In the UK, most British supermarkets also produce their own healthy eating brands. Nearly all chilled or frozen ready meals sold in the UK are now clearly labeled with the salt, sugar, and fat content and recommended daily intake. We do that here in the United States from the USDA. It has to be on the package. There is no choice. Concern about obesity and government publicity initiatives such as those by the Food Standards Agency in England and the National Health Service have encouraged manufacturers to reduce the levels of salt and fat in ready prepared food. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the story of your TV dinner. I think the TV dinner is the backbone of this country, frankly. You know what I'm saying? I really do. So let's get to your chats. Let's see here. Tom, man, there's a lot of chats here. Jeez Louise. Let's see. Joker. Somebody gets to go for the daily whatever. Let's see here. People saying hi in the most cheerful chat room on the internet. They're saying hi to Karen Garvey right there. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, yes, it was death lends a hand. Columbo was intimidating a golf instructor by pretending to take a lesson, hit a perfect drive. That was so awesome. People saying hi. Sven Knuckles says, TV dinner looks like a car crash. Look at that one there. It's colorful, at least. Folks saying hi. Pegleg Vet says, I'm late. Can I still have the Salisbury steak? Whatever you want, PLV. Whatever you want. Looks more like petrol station food. Well, you're not far off there. Ronald Bateman says, not breaking the oath of no politics, I wouldn't dare, but it is worth noting that Tucker Carlson is the heir to the Swanson TV dinner fortune. At least he quit wearing the bow ties. That TV dinner looks awful, says Jenny G. It really did, didn't it? Doesn't look very inspiring. Looks great, but what's in the fries? Curry. One of the Franks spilled over into it, but that's curried fries. Salisbury steak was my favorite. No, actually, turkey was my favorite with chocola. Yoo-hoo. Most people have yoo-hoo, but we in Indiana had chocola. Cowboy Bob did the chocola. SG Fanboy says, that looks like barbecue sauce. Dear God. Delicious, says Sven. Jenny G says, I don't think my 8-year-old grandson could cook anything that looks that bad. That's totally ketchup. I don't know. Some of us still have TV trays. I still have TV trays. Yeah, Ronald J. Bateman says, I still have 2 TV trays. Remember the people that would have like 4 TV trays and they were in like a holder, a rack thing that you pulled them out of? That's what my parents had. Karen Garvey says, I was thinking the same thing. Puke plate. Oh, man. Some of the TV dinners are really good now. And I have frozen pizza in the, I'm going to make one tonight. Red Baron, and it's got cheese in the crust. And I got the cheese pizza this time. Pegleg Vet says, I still own a set of TV trays. No, wait. Jenny G says, Pegleg Vet, I still own a set of TV trays, but they're in the basement. Bring them out for Thanksgiving. Jenny G says, everyone hide. Reverend Wild Bill says, I still have a set of TV trays, and I use one tonight for eating my pizza in front of the TV. Yeah, it's great for that. Randy says, I do like the Salisbury steak. Everybody likes the Salisbury steak. And I don't like Salisbury steak unless it is in a TV dinner. Jenny G says, Kim, I really like the Salisbury steak too. Yeah. Tom forgot his power ring. They are good, Jenny. I think Ron, yes, Ron and Wild Bill and Diana probably remember when I got the ring. It's a big deal. If Tom doesn't wear the ring for a full 24 hours, he won't be stone green anymore. No, I'll always be stone green. That's the best thing about being stone green. You know what? I can take this down because I got a giant TV dinner behind me. Pegleg Vet says, Jenny G, mine are in the workshop, but they get pulled upstairs every once in a while. Sven says, looks like Dutch prison food. Well, those guys are eating good. Reverend Wild Bill says, you can't fool me. Canadian bacon is just thin sliced, round cut ham. I've always thought that. The Wolf says, hence the plan to eat them on my 6 months off. Pegleg Vet, they'd really come in useful at times. Aku says, public service announcement, make sure when working on a running truck you have some ventilation or risk having the mental capacities of Stuttering John. Didn't notice the bay door close. Yeah, then you start feeling a little lightheaded. The Wolf says, hence my plan to eat them on my 6 months off. Yes. Jenny G says, Akko Mugen, good thing you caught it before you passed out. You're darn right. You're darn right. Toby McGroby is in the house. Hello, Toby. Reverend Wild Bill says, UK is about 10 years behind the USA on some things, like VAR. They're not doing it right. We do it right. They don't do it right. Terry Nee says, TV dinners were great fun. Terry Nee, request a show for tomorrow. I'll do a special show for your birthday. Whatever you want, man. The Wolf says, Akuma, death of a salesman Mugun. Aku says, fell out of the international and had to drag myself out. Boss showed up from a job site with the crew. Curious why I was laid out in the yard. I'm sorry, it's not funny. Reverend Wild Bill says, how do you handle a hungry man? The manhandler. Yeah, but that was in a can. Wasn't that Sloppy Joe in a can stuff? Toby McGromy says, I'm hungry now. Michelina's mac and cheese, delicious with an unbearably small portion size. Folks saying hi. The Wolf says, Aku, just tell him you were resting your eyes. Homie Don't Play That is here. You'll find her on the replayables in just about 19 minutes. So make sure and go watch the replayables. Hey, what about us hungry women? Yeah, that is a little sexist. Never stopped to think of that before. Folks saying hi. Homie Don't Play It. Corn dogs. Oh, the corn dog frozen dinners are great. Karen Garvey is laughing. Chris Abel says, thank God it was Betty Cronin and not Betty Crocker. Yeah, Betty Crocker's a fictitious lady. doesn't exist in real life. Reverend Wild Bill says, I love, Jenny G says, to the Reverend Wild Bill, I love corn dogs. Corn dogs rock. Julian Caesar says, imagine eating a TV dinner while watching a commercial for a TV dinner that looks so much better than what you're eating. Well, that's true of any food you see on television. You see a fast food hamburger and then you get the real hamburger. They're two different things. The Wolf says, I love candy. I love candy. Candy on the beach, there's nothing better. But I like candy when it's wrapped in a sweater. Diane O'Brien says, some really tasty chilled meals here in the UK. If I'm feeling lazy, that's the only time we partake. Otherwise, all home cooking. Yeah, that Diane O'Brien cooks up some great stuff. Reverend Wild Bill says, I like dog. Yes, just dog. Forget the corn. Toby Rigrovi says, Julian, yeah, that happens a lot. Jenny G says, Reverend Wild Bill, it is funny because I don't like hot dogs unless it is a corn dog. Yes, Chris Abel's also a fan of dog. The Wolf says, I always eat the most attractive TV dinners. There's really high-end TV dinners now. I'm not joking. There really is. Gilman says, where the Quaker State dinners marinated in motor oil. It seems like they would be. When I was reading that, I was like, Quaker State. Can I have the 10W40 Salisbury steak, please? Toby McGrovey says, Julian, I should say used to. I haven't watched TV on purpose since 2012. Karen Garvey laughing at The Wolf. Aku says, Jenny, he's still laughing at me. I'm trying not to, though. I'm working on it. Chris Abel's laughing at Gilman. Reverend Wild Bill says, rat on a stick is good also. Good protein. Yeah, why let it go to waste? Julian Caesar says, Toby McGroby, yeah, who needs broadcast TV anymore? Exactly. Homie Don't Play That says, the best was the TV dinner with the beanie weenies, small triangle cornbread, 2 bites of fried apples. Ah, memories. Man, and let those apples cool down. Those are like liquid magma if you don't let those cool down. That's my chief objection to the TV dinner. Not all the items cool off at the same rate. You can hurt yourself with a TV dinner. Aku says, Wolf, luckily you don't need many brain cells to be a body man. Rumple Trenchcoat says, Ted Williams' frozen head pairs well with a Merlot. It sure does. Julian Caesar says, I always like the dinners with corn, never the ones with slimy green beans. Because the corn ain't bad in a TV dinner. If you cook it right. You know, you'd undercook it, overcook it, it's not good. But let's see here. Shampipple. I like the ShamWow. Let's see. ZZ Top TV dinners. People saying hi and various things. Rev, I prefer Piplicker. Piplicker. That's just fun to say. Jenny G says, Aku, haha, I think you're going to have to deal with laughing on this one for a little bit, but a good body man is important, so be careful. Good body woman isn't anything to sneeze at either. Aku says, I've had self-heating meals from Japan. You mix the food itself in a tray, place a cotton pack of aluminum oxide in the bottom. Shortly it will boil after adding water. I've had stuff like that. I had a soup one time. It came in a can and you ripped a strip on the side, which heated it up somehow. Terry Nee says trans fat rights. Yes. Yes. Trans fats are tangy and delicious, by the way. People laughing at the Wolf. The Wolf is actually one of the funniest people on the face of the planet. Toby McGrovey says, shockingly, health concerns with TV dinners? No. Aku says, the problem is the chemical reaction puts out hydrogen as had led to many explosions. Okay. Jenny G says, the green beans in the TV dinners always had freezer burn. Yeah, and they never could get done evenly. It'd be molten hot on the ends and still frozen on the middle. Reverend Wild Bill says, and it must have gluten because gluten is also tangy and delicious. Julian Zeta says that's not the whole story until you tell us what Salisbury steak actually is. It's just chopped steak with some spices in it. People laughing at Terry. Salisbury steak. The doctrine says, I thought barbecue was the backbone of the food world. It might be, but man, TV dinners. I know a lot of people that used to live on those things. Reverend Wild Bill says Salisbury steak is parts are parts and pieces are pieces. Yes, it's all just kind of fragments. Jenny G says, my husband stopped eating TV dinners right after he married me. Well, that's because you're a good cook, I would imagine. The Wolf says, hey, can you sell those TV trays as retro furniture in Beverly Hills? You can. I bet you can. Pegleg Vet says, stupid question. Was Salisbury steak's first appearance in TV dinners? I don't think so. I think you used to be able to get Salisbury steak at restaurants and stuff. Terry Nee says, I'd like a birthday show of the 1910 Halley's Comet and anti-comet pills. You got it, brother. Don't you double dog dare. I tell you what I'll do is I'll do one on Harley's Comet. Is it Harley's Comet or are you looking for Halley's Comet? Because I could do a show on Halley's Comet tomorrow. But if it's Harley's Comet, I can do Harley's Comet too. Whatever you want, man. Pegleg Vet says, just cuz. $2. Just cuz. Thank you, Pegleg Vet. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. Terry Nee says, or everyone can draw and submit images of Mohammed. Oh, yeah. That'd be great for my health. The Reverend Wild Bill says, and the phone lines are open. Oh, I haven't opened up the phone lines, actually. I was going to try and get through some of these things here, but I'll... Matt says, SWO, so it's something world order. I don't know what the S is for the world order, but... Aku says, Tom, please look into the Canadian pork export. Pea meal bacon is a cut of pork injected and pickled in brine, rolled into pea meal. You Americans don't get the real stuff. Well, we make do with what we have, Aku. Rumpled Trenchcoat has very generously gifted a Tom Gully Show membership. So please, right now, it's just going off the screen, but it'll come back. YouTube.com/@TomGullyShow/allow_gifts. Turn that baby on, and you may be able to snap up that free gifted membership that Rumpled was just very generously offering up. Gilman says the peas always had a squeaky sound when you ate them. Anyway, the Wolf says, I can eat pizza right out of the oven because I got used to eating TV dinners without letting them cool, especially pizza sandwiches. The Wolf used to get 2 large pizzas at once and eat them both. The big large pizza. I'm not talking Pizza Hut large pizza. I'm talking about a real large pizza. And he would fold them up over and eat them like a sandwich. He'd fold 2 giant slices over. First time I ever saw that was the Wolf. Aku says, Jenny G, the last time I played the fool, I tried to stop a hydrologic line that burst while fighting the weight of the arm trying to stop any air from entering the system. Wow. Julian Zeta says, high pressure injection injury is no joke. Be careful, please. That is very true. Trevor Garner is here. He says, Tom, do you like Marie Callender's? Depends on the thing. I don't like pot pies, I'll tell you that. I'm not a fan of the pot pie. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, Salisbury World Order? Yeah, maybe that's it. Salisbury World Order. People laughing at Terry Nee. Mainly anti-comet pills. They were afraid of cyanide from the tail of the comet. I did not know that. SG Fanboy says, I'll send you my submission via Twitter, Terry. Diana O'Brien says, love me a good pizza. Who doesn't? Phone lines are open, by the way, at 972-994-6822. Pot pies, to me, first of all, I don't like the pie part on the top and bottom. And then the rest of it's just stew or something. I don't really like, Trevor's going to call. That's great. That's really awesome. I saw your friend Savannah showing parts of her body that will get you in trouble on YouTube, brother. Be careful. And I don't know what was up with your show last night. It was Reverend Wild Bill says in 1954 the TV dinner was invented, which would raise Salisbury steak to new heights of glory. Trevor's saying hi to Wild Bill. The Wolf says, Aku, I can guarantee you in San Diego you can get any kind of food from any place on the world done in the authentic way. That's true. Julian Caesar says, never get a pot pie or shepherd's pie in a restaurant. They throw all the leftovers in there. Reverend Wild Bill says hi to Trevor. Trevor's going to call. It's 6:41, says he's going to call. How much you want to bet I end up closing the phone lines before he actually calls it? And when he calls, he'll have nothing, absolutely nothing of worth to say. But we'll talk to him. Talk to anybody. Oh, here we go. This might be him now. Oh, no, this is Wild Bill. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God it's Wild Bill. Hi and welcome. Hey, caller, please turn your volume down, caller. Please, caller.
Huh?
Thank you for not being Trevor.
This is Trevor.
This is not Trevor.
With my friend, what's her name again now? Sunshine, Sunset, something.
I thought anyway, wasn't it Savannah?
Savannah, that's it. I knew it had an S in it. I was close. It had an S in it. Could have been Sam, Susie. Those have S's in them also.
Syphilis.
Who cares? Hey, Tom.
What's going on?
I was just running the interference.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. I was running the interference for you today, you know.
Well, he should have jumped on it, but he didn't do it.
Hey, I got him open. He should have done it.
Yeah.
You know, but what can you say? You snooze, you lose.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That
got
is
correct. Got back from the doctor today.
What did you? Just a checkup or what was?
Well, this was the oxygen doctor today, the pulmonary.
Oh boy,
yeah.
How'd that go?
Well, he says out of a prospect of doing on the rating of poor, fair, good to excellent, I'm in the good range.
Awesome. It's always nice to breathe.
I said, damn it. And he said, what'd you say that for? I said, well, I was starting to get to the opinion that the other way was looking pretty dadgum good. I was looking forward to that long vacation.
Yeah,
and then what might be on the other side? You know, the next great adventure. I mean, hell, I've been born. I've had my IRS challenge. So now all I'm doing is just one more now. And that's the next great adventure. You know what I'm saying. But anyways.
I do. It's very morbid. We were having a cheerful
talk about... Not really. That's not morbid.
Yeah, really. It is.
No, it's not. Actually, it's going to be great.
Diana O'Brien says she puts nothing else but love and goodness in her pies and shepherd's pies. Who would do that? Disgusting. Yes.
Hell, that's no fun. I put good stuff in mine, like psilocybin, stuff like that.
Trevor says, hi, Wild Bill. You are the best.
I know that. Thank you
for
recognizing it.
SG Fanboy says, you don't like pot pies? Growing up, my mom would always put milk in them. I thought it was some cool mom's secret. Turns out she just did it so we wouldn't burn the roof of our mouths.
I was going to say milk in pot pies. Mm-hmm.
The Wolf says, Rev, in 1941, a happy father had a son. In 1944, the father walked right out the door.
Is he talking about my dad again?
I don't think so. It's just a rhyming. SG Fanboy says, does make them taste better. Julian Caesar says, now he feels guilty about the pot pies. Sven Dunkel says, to Asgard we fly. Some of these I don't understand. Jenny G says, great show, Tom. Hubby home, so gotta run. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you for stopping by, Jenny G, and thank you for your very generous donation. That was great. Angry Snowball says, hello. Dang, got
hello?
The recording. Trevor says, do you like Hee Haw and Junior samples? Yes and yes. BR549. Did you dial BR549 to get on the show, Rev?
Yes. Sure did.
Gilman says he's with you. He's looking forward to the next level.
Or was it 555?
No, it was BR549.
Yeah, but there's
Aku says cheese stuffed meatloaf done on the smoker. Anyone? That sounds really good, frankly. Cheese stuffed meatloaf on a smoker.
Oh, I just saw Terry Neese trying to get me in with Hellbop Comet people. Mm-hmm. I'll let you get there, though. Go ahead.
Wild Bill should get some Reeboks and wait for a Comet. It's not the Reeboks and it's not the Comet. It's the body part you got to cut off.
I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
Well, hell, it would. As old as I am and what's going on, it wouldn't make a damn difference.
You know, the guy that was the head of that had to be the best salesman in the world. The best in the world. Hey, there's a comet coming, and we're all going to go up on a spaceship, and they're going to take us to their planet. Oh, that sounds pretty good, and we're all going to wear Nikes. Wow, Nikes are awesome. Count me in. We're all going to wear black sweatsuits. Man, that sounds pretty good, too. Oh, but you'll also have to cut off the probably, thing you most don't want to cut off. That's where a lot of people say, no, thank you.
And he could not get a company to commit completely to him because they had Nike shoes, Adidas running suits.
Yeah.
So nobody could completely commit to him. And then, like you said, he's going to say, now we're going to go have a trip. We're going to do it. But before we do it, though, you're going to have to do this.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the Flavor Aid.
Well, those Hail Bop people, they made their money by doing web design and web building. It was the early web stuff that they made their money on. Trevor Garner says, hey, Wild Bill, I'm eating Skippy peanut butter.
Okay.
That's Trevor, just something completely obtuse.
Okay, cool. I mean, I prefer Jiffy myself, but okay.
Karen Garvey says, Nike, just do it. Yeah, just cut it off. Aku says, I'd love to work in HR there. Terry Nee, what are we doing the show on tomorrow? Is it Harley's Comet, Haley's Comet, or do you just want me to do Hail Bop? The Hail Bop whole thing.
Yeah, with Applewhite and everything.
Yeah.
Hail Bop with Applewhite. Yeah. Kind of have a flashback of the old,
Uh-oh.
Psycho Bunny Death Cult.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, what?
Well, you were talking, the ice cream guy.
It was the ice cream truck.
Yeah. The Wolf says, my kids love Skippy. Sven Dunkel says, the flesh is weak. Cut off your... Oh, good Lord. Aku says, Wolf, I use a blend of Gouda, mozzarella, and Baby Bell. Rumple Trenchcoat says, to Stut Joe, the thing he'd want to cut off the least is the bar. Or that barnacle on his finger. My kids prefer Skippy, says the Wolf. Remember when Annette Funicello used to do the Skippy commercials?
No.
Yep, she did. Later in life, she did.
Well, see, you got to remember now, Tom, I'm getting old. I got CRS disease.
Yeah. I remember one time my grandmother was supposed to meet me at her house. So I showed up. I knew where the key was. Nobody was home. I went into the house, and she expected me to go in the house because she had a note for me. And she said, I just remembered I had to go into town for an appointment. I'll be back soon. Must be my CRS acting up. And I got real worried. I'm like, CRS? I didn't even know she was sick. And I got so worried. And when she came in, I said, what's CRS? You didn't say anything. And she started laughing. And then she told
me. Well, actually, we got ladies in the room. And since we are on YouTube, CRS, can't remember stuff.
Yes.
Now, for you people out there in the chat room who have a little bit of imagination, and they kind of know me.
Yeah.
Well, think of it as can't remember, and then change that last word. You probably got it correct.
And probably that last word has been copyrighted by NBC Universal, and they'll... So I got to go, after the show, I have to go mute the Heart to Heart song and the NBC movie, mystery movie thing. SG Fanboy says goober all day. Hungus says, come on, just the tip. Julian Caesar says, oh, for the good old days when comets were a good portent. The Wolf says, my friend used to cut Annette Funicello's hair. Hey now.
I cut. Oh man, Jerry Springer's hair.
Hey now.
Ooh.
Hey now. Angry Snowball says, I'd sign up for the free Kool-Aid every time. Gully Aid, in this case. Trevor Garner says, back to selling my 1952 autographed Gus Verneal. Number 1. Okay.
Yeah. See, that upsets me so much about that deal. They keep saying Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid.
No, it's Flavor Aid. Flavor Aid.
Flavor Aid.
Yes, it was Flavor Aid.
Let's get it right, boys and girls. I mean, if we're going to be Jones followers, we got to have it right.
Right. If you're going
it's not Kool-Aid.
Poison or shoot 900 people, you better get it straight.
I mean, let's get it straight, because only Flavor Aid can mask the taste.
Cyanide
of the other stuff that he was putting in there. Kool-Aid just couldn't do it. It had to be that cheap Flavor Aid.
There's a bunch of other stuff.
Oh yeah, a lot of good stuff in that stuff.
Yeah, we'll do Jonestown at some point. The Wolf says, "Is it Cherry?" Terry Nee says, "Hail bop, ba 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 bop, ba do ba bop, do bop, ba do ba bop, do. Oh yeah, bop." I'm not probably doing that right. We're going to do Hail Bop tomorrow. Oh my God, I just realized I have CRS, says Diana O'Brien.
Can't remember stuff. Mm-hmm.
Trevor Garner just says Andy Pafko. Okay. Aku says, speaking of cults, I recently discovered there's a tape of Jim Jones' last sermon. O&A played it, and it's harrowing. Aku, my man.
Yeah, we've heard that many a times.
I've played it on this show, I don't know how many times. I played it many, many times. I have it.
You played it. Psycho Bunny Death Cult has played it. I've watched it. YouTube's got it.
Yep.
It's out there. The last sermon.
I have the cleaned up FBI version.
Yeah, this right here, I've seen the one where everybody's laying down for the long sleep and everything else, So even the one that somebody, I can't remember whether I found it or it was one that they found that actually you could hear when they were giving the injections of the kids crying and stuff, the babies crying and all that after they'd given them the injection because they wouldn't drink it. And stuff like that. That was a tearjerker.
Ronald Bateman says, my band used to play the last hour of Jonestown before we would go on stage. Well, that'd get him in the mood. Terry Nee, I still don't know what we're doing the show on tomorrow. Just put it, just say, do the show about blah, 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 blah. And I'll do it about
the 1910 comet.
Well,
what was the 1910 comet?
I think the 1910 comet was probably Halley's Comet coming by in 1910. It comes by, every 70
Yeah, that was the one that they scared him to death. They thought it was going to hit the Earth and all that kind of stuff. And it was okay. Yeah, that was Halley's. That was good. That was Haley. I think you're right. I think that was Halley's Comet. I think you were right on that one. Well, Tom, tell you what. I'm going to break this real quick because it's getting kind of close and everything. What we learned today, I'm going to get off of here, and I'm going to let you have it. Bye, Tom.
All right. Take it easy, man. Closing the phone lines now. Sorry, Trevor. How would I rate the quality of the call? Turns your stomach hearing the screaming slowly dwindle. What turns my stomach is hearing that one very eloquent lady lobbying for moving to Russia or something, and him shooting her down over and over again. And then there's the footage from the airfield, which is equally awful. Ronald Bateman says, I was lucky enough to befriend a few of the Jonestown survivors in their later years of life. Great people. Yeah, I've seen some of them in documentaries and stuff. Diane O'Brien says, Tom, your granny sounded cool just like mine. Oh, I miss her so much. I miss my grandmother so much. On my mom's side, she's just amazing. Good night, guys. Good night, Sven. Good night, Spencer. Hopefully all of you guys are going to go watch Replayables on the Levyverse Network with Chris Abels and Bobby Franks and Shawnee, and Homie Don't Play That will be there. Julian Caesar says, Comet Hayakataki was the best, easily observable and stretched across 1/3 of the sky. Wow, I did not know that. I did not know that. So, Wild Bill knows. Trevor, I can't help but think that you're on the sauce again. Rumble Trenchcoat says, yep, Replayable's up next. See you there. The Jim Jones show would be cool. A deep dive into why the CIA was present. Diana Bryan said, I remember seeing Halley's, some call it Halley's Comet, when I was a kid. It was impressive. Yes, I remember the same thing. Trevor says, Gosden and Carell. Just keep throwing out random stuff. It never gets old. I subscribed to Trevor's channel, and he had 2 shows yesterday, and I don't think you could make one show out of both of them put together. It was just train wreck after train wreck. Can you see me? Okay, I'm on. Salisbury steak is meatloaf, but it's got that gravy, though. Terry Nee says, we had 60s Comet. Uncle drove it to Pennsylvania, so my grandmother drove. Yeah, the Comet. That's a good car, actually. Toby McGrovey says, it's hard to figure out what to feature each day. No matter what you pick, someone will hate it. Well, most of the internet hates it, actually. Homie Don't Play That says, hope you see you over on Leavyverse, Tom. I'll be there for a second, at least. Well, Tom's got to go to bed early all the time. Tom is absolutely no fun. That's what we've learned today. Reverend Wild Bill says, purple, because aliens don't wear hats. All right, Terry, I think I'll do it on, I'll look up Halley's Comet in 1910, see what I can do there. And if that doesn't work out, we'll do Hail Bop. Either way, we're going to dedicate it to you, my man. With all that being said, man, you guys are awesome. It's been really awesome chat today. And then who can argue with that? Galumbo. Oh, God. I leave comment in your hand. Surprised me. Sorry. Early onset old timers instead of Alzheimer's. Tony McGrory said, I'd love to hear about Stern Show characters. I didn't get into Stern until a couple of years ago, so I'm behind. Well, maybe we'll do that one someday. One thing I can tell you, though, is you guys are the best. Like, share, subscribe, all that other stuff. Almighty algorithm. Thank you to those who gave out free memberships and donated to the program today. You guys are super, super awesome. Thanks, as always, to SG Fanboy for doing such great work. And with all that being said, I think the only thing left to say is, till next time, we'll see you next time. Right.